I'm Philippa Brownjohn. I'm founder of the Jessie May Trust and the mum to Jessie. I have two boys, James and Harry. James is now 32 and Harry is 27. I have a wonderful husband, Paul, and a 10-month-old Tibetan Terrier puppy who's completely mad and completely wonderful and keeps us all on our toes. Even though it's 20 years probably since I had an active role in the Jessie May, still very much been in my heart, still very much following it from day to day to see what was happening, still very much in touch with the original people. So to be invited back is, to me, feels like coming home. It's where I belong. Jessie, from the moment she arrived, she brought us so much joy. She was gorgeous. Once we'd had the diagnosis, it was very important for me that she should taste things. So I used to give her a little taste of things. I used to take her to the farm to see the animals. I used to dress her in these amazing dresses that she probably hated. But it was so important for me to treat her like a normal little girl. I've got video of her on the floor, sort of me rolling her around on the floor, moving her legs, moving her arms, so that she could just feel things. And it was just so important to me. So in her short life, I managed to cram in an awful lot. When we were visiting family in Bristol, Jessica became very poorly and we had to rush her into hospital, and she was in Southmead Hospital. And it was whilst we were in Southmead Hospital, I noticed a little baby boy, in the room opposite to where we were. I could hear him crying, and I was looking to see who was around, and there was nobody around. He was in the middle of the bed and there was nobody with him. So I asked one of the nurses about him, and he had a terminal illness. He was being cared for at Southmead Hospital. But the family were not able to be there with him because they had jobs, they had lives, they had other children. There was no one there to be with him. And I just have this memory of this little boy in the middle of this bed, all on his own, with nobody to care for him. And it very much made an impact on me, huge impact on me, that I felt that it was so unfair that little baby shouldn't be on his own. He should be back at home with his family. We were very unsure initially when we were setting up the charity exactly what we wanted the charity to look like. We had to work over 3 different health trusts, and I was very lucky in the early days that I met a paediatric nurse who actually helped to care for Jessica when she was in Bristol. She felt very strongly about the fact that there was no support in Bristol at that time, and she could see that there was a great need for it. And together with my passion for wanting to make a difference to other families going through what we had been through, we decided to look around and see what was needed. And we started off in Southmead Hospital with one office, one phone, one administrator who oversaw everything, and one nurse. And that was how we started. And we just didn't have any idea how quickly it would grow, how many people would become invested in the Jessie May. And it was incredible how quickly word got around of what we were trying to do, how many people needed that help. To have had a Jessie May nurse available when Jessica was first diagnosed would have been invaluable. To have somebody to come in, to get to know Jessica, to get to know us as a family, to answer questions that you have. When you're put in this awful position, nobody follows a pattern, you don't have a guidebook, you don't have people telling you what you should do. You're very much left to your own devices. So to have somebody to come in to the home, to talk to you, to get to know your child would be so important, and to feel that you can leave your child also, because in those early days nobody felt confident enough to be left with Jessica because they were scared, quite rightly so, because they didn't know what the condition would bring with it. Whereas if you've got a nurse, a qualified nurse to come in, that you can quite happily leave your child with, knowing that they're getting that best possible care, be it once a week, once a month, just some time that you can spend with the rest of the family, with friends, and again, try and have a normal existence. To actually think of Jessica as a 30-year-old woman is, yeah, believe me, I think about it. I think she'd be looking down and be incredibly proud of what the Jessie May has become over the years. I think she would be just incredibly proud of all the nurses, all the people involved in the Jessie May, that it's continued to follow exactly what we wanted it to be, and that is to be run by families for families. So many families that have lost children have become involved in the Jessie May to help run this, and I think the fact that it encompasses the whole of the family is something that, yeah, I feel very proud of.